What's up, guys? So, I was reading this book and it's really interesting. I came across this chapter. The book is The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, and it's really fantastic. I did not expect this book to be this good. Basically, he has created chapters, and he does not have an order for us to read a chapter, but you can pick any chapters out of all those chapters and read. So this book is kind of very interesting for the people who are currently into creative work, for example, creating content online. uh, so I came across this chapter called Greatness. It's really interesting, so let me take you to the screen. So read this chapter. I'm gonna read it to you and I'm gonna explain it to you as I go on reading it. So bear with me here, right? And this chapter is really interesting. If you are somebody who is into creative works, this chapter will really help you, okay? So let's start. Greatness. Imagine imagine going to live on a mountain top by yourself forever. You build a home that no one will ever visit. Still, you invest the time and effort to shape the space in which you will spend your days. The wood, the plates, the pillows, all magnificent, curated to your taste. This is the essence of great art. We make it for no other purpose than creating our vision of the beautiful, bringing all of ourselves to every project, whatever its parameters and constraints. Considering it an offer, considering it an offering, a devotional act, we do the best as we see the best, with our own taste, no one else's. We create our art so we may inhabit it ourselves. I mean, what he's talking about here is, imagine a scenario where you are going to stay on a mountain top and you have to, build your own house. At that time, you're gonna design your house beautifully, even though nobody's gonna come and visit you or stay with you, and you are going to be completely single, staying in that house alone, but you still do focus on making the house look good, or be be perfect, so that it's very happening and a good place for you to live comfortably. That is what we have to do every time when we are creating art. We need to create the art for the purpose of creating it, for our vision that we have in our mind. We need to just bring it out. It's not that we are doing it for some other people, or you're doing it for an audience. You have to do it for your own self, even when you're even when nobody's gonna see it. We create our art so we may inhabit it ourselves, meaning if you're gonna use it and nobody's gonna see it, even though you still make it beautiful and nice and everything, in that way you need to think about your creative work. Even though nobody's gonna see it, you need to do it for you to bring your vision out, for you to bring your creativity, the essence of the ideas that you have in your mind. You need to bring that out. Measurement of greatness is subjective, like art itself. There is no hard metric. We are performing for an audience of one. See, we are performing for an audience of one. This is very interesting because when you go on YouTube and search for advice for you to grow on YouTube, they say that uh, create the videos for the audience. And yeah, it matters a lot, because at the end of the day, audience are the people who watch your videos, and that's how you get views. But what happens is, as a beginner, we sometimes make a mistake of you know thinking too much about what the audience will expect, or thinking too much about what the audience really wants, instead of you thinking about how can I make this work as best as possible. See, if you think I don't like it but someone else will, you're not making art for yourself. See here, if you think I don't like it but someone else will, you're not making art for yourself. See, as I told you, if you just do it for the purpose of, just sharing with people so that you can gain some views, or you can milk out the metrics and gain maximum views and likes and comments, then it's not art, bro. You're not making art. It's something else. And you are in a creative field, but you're still trying to act as if it's not an creative work. You're trying to focus completely on the audience. Yes, you need to keep your audience in mind. I'm not saying that you need to completely ignore your audience, but this guy Rick Rubin, he's someone who has been in the music industry for a very long time, and he is a very big name in the music industry. I think he has worked with even Beatles, the band, and it's crazy, man. Such a big artist is trying to give you an advice about, if you should work for yourself. I mean, you should make the art for the purpose of making it, not for the audience. You should basically make the art for one. And you have found yourself in the business of commerce, which is fine. It just may not be art. See, he's actually telling you that if you're uh, working, having this in mind, that even though I don't like it, somebody else will, then it's not art. It's you getting into business. I know YouTube is a business and people are trying to make it a business, but if you're if you're not applying your creativity and your authenticity, I mean your uniqueness, it does not bring out your authenticity, and you'll be one of so many people, so you won't stand out. Eventually, the business that you think, that is your YouTube channel, is not gonna grow if you're not being authentic. I'll tell you what, bro, business is also a kind of art, because in business you are basically bringing out your visions and your ideas. You are literally forcing your imagination, your ideas that you have in your mind, into real world. It's a kind of art. It's nothing less than art. You can uh, watch so many interviews of so many great businessmen or CEOs or founders. Sometimes they talk about their business as they are describing art. You you can look at Steve Jobs. He obsessed over the iPhone, and it's crazy. You can look at Jeff Bezos. Even he obsesses about the customer satisfaction and all these things. He has basically designed a process where the customer will have the most pleasant experience on any webs better than any other website in the world. They are thinking like art. Even though they are into business, they understand that it is a business. They completely focus on customer, and they think that how can I make this work best for the customer. And they don't focus on, what, I should do this because this is gonna make me money in the future. No, bro, they don't think like that. They think in very long term time frames. But they think that if I make this small change, or improve this aspect of this business, will this help the business continue on, or grow on for the next 100 years. They think in such long terms. So that's what it is. If you're not making you know the if you're not making art uh, for the purpose of gaining the commercial aspect of it, then it's fine. Because sometimes what happens is you will stay true to your art. But if you're completely focusing on the audience and neglecting the neglecting in bringing out your vision and your ideas out into the world, then it's of no use. You have found yourself in the business of commerce. See, business of commerce, it's basically focusing on business and neglecting the art completely, which is just fine. It may not be art. There is no bright line between the two. The more formulaic your creation is, the more it hugs the shores of what's been popular. The less like art it's likely to be. and in fact creativity in that spirit often fails even at its own goals. See, creativity in that spirit often fails even at its own goals. I mean, he's basically saying if you are working like that, then the work you create is I- it's it's not a creative work. I mean, how do I explain this? It's not from your heart, or it's not the vision that you had. It's just about making money. There is no more valid metric to predict what someone else might enjoy than us liking it ourselves. See, basically what he's trying to say here is, bro, you decide to, for example, make a video, but you want to know whether this video is good or bad. So what he is trying to say is, if you want to know whether the video that you have created is good or bad, then there is no valid metric by which you can, discover whether this video is good or bad before posting it. You have to think for yourself that, you know what, I like this because I created it and I have given my everything. Only then you're gonna post. If you're simply gonna sit there and think that whether audience are gonna like it or not, then it's of no use. Because see, bro, before you make a video, before you make a video, sorry, before you make a video, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You need to have that confidence that you're gonna post the video. Because and when will you have that confidence? You will only have that confidence when you like what you're doing and when you put everything in you. It's not that, I'm actually, doing my job, and then I'll try doing this. Bro, you can't split your attention, and you can't, focus on two things, or you can't, basically what he's trying to say is, if you don't like your work because you're not prioritizing it the most, then it's of no use. That's the only valid metric that you can judge your work on. Because the next time when you sit to do more of the same work, for example, creating one more video, I mean, you should like the process of creating the old video. If you're just doing it for the business purpose, you're thinking about huge creators, how are they scaling? Bro, they are doing all those things right now in their moment, but you have to always look at them from a perspective of what they were doing in the first year of their content creation journey. So what you can do in the first year of your content journey, so that you can, try to, understand their creative process. And you can't be like, bro, they are doing so many things, I can't do it right now because I don't have the resources. Or that's all bullshit, bro. You are focusing on the wrong things. And the only valid metric he's trying to say here is that he's saying here is, there is no more valid metric to predict what someone else might enjoy than us liking it ourselves. If you don't like it by yourself, then what's the use of making it? That's the only valid metric that will only, and that's the only thing that is gonna keep you from doing more and more of work. If you don't like it yourself when you are, creating the video, then it's of no use. Fear of criticism, attachment to a commercial result, competing with past work, time and resource constraints, the aspiration of wanting to change the world, and any story beyond. I want to make the best thing I can make, whatever it is, are all undermining forces in the quest for greatness. See, what he's trying to say here is, you're saying if you're focusing on, fear of criticism, or fear of criticism, attachment to, commercial result, or past work competing with past work, or your time and resource constraints, the aspiration of wanting to change the world, and any story beyond, then I want to make the best thing that I can make, whatever it is, are all undermining forces in the quest of greatness. It means you are focusing on all the wrong things. You are blindly chasing greatness, and you are focusing on all the wrong things, like the fear of criticism, commercial result, time and resource constraints. These are all the wrong things when these are all the wrong things that you're focusing on when you're trying to do the creative work. You need to do the creative work for for you, bro, for you to contribute the best you can possibly contribute. The aspiration of wanting to change the world and any story beyond. And if you are always thinking that, you know what, bro, I'm gonna change the world by doing this one thing, I'm gonna do this one thing so great that it's gonna change the world, bro, that's the wrong thing to focus on. Focus on the current idea or the project that you're working on. How do I make this video better? How do I provide the most value right now to the audience? And you should also not think about the fear of criticism, bro, because this is not everything. Because in this creative work there is an unsaid rule where you have to, which you have to accept before getting into this, is that you need to be okay with your work failing and succeeding, because sometimes, sorry, most of the times it's gonna fail. Because creative work is, it's not, it does not have a set metric where you will be so sure that your work is going to succeed, because there are many factors that will be acting in your way. Because the world is a chaotic place, bro. It can I mean, it can be anything. It can be anything. What will happen is, sometimes you might have put hundreds and hundreds of hours and created the best video you could have created, but suddenly when you post it, some situation, for example, a natural calamity or a earthquake or anything can happen, and everybody is focused on that, so nobody's gonna watch your video. I mean, there are crazy situations, bro. Or some huge celebrity might die, or there might be some controversy about him. Something can affect your results, so you should stop focusing on you know how do I get more and more of these metrics going up. You should stop focusing on those things, and stop focusing on the fear of criticism, because people are going to criticize you if you're going to do the work. And only you need to focus on the feedback and try to improve what you can improve, and all the other bullshit criticism that you're gonna get, it's gonna come for sure, but you need to stop focusing on those things. And when you're especially doing your work, stop focusing on the past work or the time and resource constraints. Those things are also not important, bro. You need to currently make use of what you have, and forget about the previous work and just focus on this work, okay? Because everything at the end of the day is, if you're thinking about all these things, it's just that you're trying to chase greatness. And don't try to chase greatness, try to make the best work possible. That's it. That's how you do, sorry, that's how you get nearer to greatness. Try to do the best work possible currently, instead of trying to blindly chase the change sorry instead of blindly chasing greatness. Try to do the best work possible right now. Instead of focusing on what making this will bring you, focus on what you contribute to this art to make it the best it could possibly be, with no limitation. See, instead of focusing on what making this will bring you, instead of you focusing on what this, I mean, for example, we have this beginner mindset when we are creating videos, right? We think that instead of focusing on uh, instead of we most of the time focus on what this video is gonna bring us, that is, how many views can it get, how viral can it go. We focus on those wrong things. He's trying, instead of focusing on those things, he's trying to say focus on what you contribute to this art to make it the best it could possibly be, with no limitations. See, he's trying to tell you what best you could possibly contribute with no limitations. That's how you do great work. If you're creating something with a solely functional purpose, such as a car designed to reach a certain top speed, other intentions may matter. If your project is purely artistic, then redirect your inner voice to focus on pure creative intent. If your work is related to something like as you said, designing a car to reach a certain top speed, uh, it's a feature of the car, so you need to get that right at that time. That's fine. But if your project is completely artistic, then you need to redirect your inner voice to focus on pure creative intent. With the objective of simply doing great work, a ripple effect occurs. a bar is set for everything you do, which may not only lift your work to new heights but raise the vibration of your entire life. It may even inspire others to do their best work. Greatness begets greatness, it's infectious. See, here what he's trying to say here is, with the objective of simply doing great work, a ripple effect occurs. I mean, when you do great work, when you keep on doing great work, a ripple effect occurs, a pattern occurs in your line of work, in your journey of creative work. A bar is set for everything you do. Every time when you go on focusing on right now and doing the best you can do possibly right now, doing the best creative work that you can do, uh, it will set a bar by itself where you're constantly pushing it for new heights. And that thing, uh, it will also raise the vibration of your entire life. I mean, it will change your life in a way where it's changing your vibrations, it's changing your energies, where it's pushing you to you know do more and more of better work. That's how you will be nearer to greatness. It may even inspire others to do their best work. See, it might also start inspiring other people when you just focus on doing the work. Greatness begets greatness, it's infectious. See, and one time when your work will be applauded for being the best work or being great, at that time you will inspire others. And greatness begets greatness, he says. That is, it will start inspiring other people for them to do great work like you have done. It's infectious, he says. It's nice, man. It's nice to know about these things. Greatness begets greatness, it's infectious. It's nice. I mean, when I read about this chapter, the things that were running in my mind is, just because Mr. Beast does so many things to improve his videos and everything, at the beginning you might struggle with it. If you are a beginner and you are trying to do you know everything right at the first time, like Mr. Beast, you're gonna eventually fail, bro, because it took him 10 years to get to that level. Look at his journey. He literally started posting when he was in his teens, 13, 14 or something. He has got that time gap advantage on you. You can't fucking simply fast forward that time. It's gonna take you so much of time for you to get in your reps and understand the work, get that experience. I mean, it's crazy. And yeah, sometimes he says that for some creators he helped, and their views literally doubled overnight and all. Bro, he's talking about the creators who are actually at a certain position. For example, he might be talking about a creator who has subscribers in hundreds of thousands but has not yet reached millions, and when he helps that creator, he might reach millions. He's right about that, because you need to be at a certain place for somebody at that stage to help you and get you to another level. But at the beginning, when you are nothing, when you have very few subscribers and you're trying to copy everything, trying to edit as fast as possible as he does. I mean, look at me, bro. It's I basically know I can't compete with that kind of a competition. So I just focus on what I can do. I can just create videos and unedited videos, do it daily, and that's what I'm doing. Try to focus on what's right for you. Have the context. If you focus on all the stupid things, then you can't do great work, bro. So that's about it, man. That's about it. I hope this video has given you some value, and if you liked it, please do mention in the comment. If you want a video again like this, where I'm reading a book and sharing the things that I'm currently reading, if you want another video like this, please do mention in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye, bro.